Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. We're going to tap into the energy and we're going to ask our angel saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light. So it is, and so it will be. All right, so we're using the Kipper and the Pretty Blunt deck. I was guided to these decks specifically, so there's a message that I need to get out for the highest and greatest good. So let's get into this. Shuffled, ready to go. Okay. Mature woman. Let's see. What about this mature woman? Something about where somebody lives. Someone in a home. Okay. This is representing a family room. So this could be like common spaces, places, people. Okay. Things that you'd see on a regular basis. Okay. Maybe even individuals you've actually shared drink with or a fire. Something like that. We have a number 6 and a 3. Or number 21. That could be someone's birth date. That could be a month and a day. June 21st. I have 29. Okay, this breaks down to an 11. I have imprisonment here. Maybe even pulling on heartstrings and as a result landed themselves in a complicated situation. Yeah, someone could have ratted them out. Maybe someone that they live with here. What's this all about? What it's about is they may have done something for money, right? Thinking that like they could get away with something, and it could have to do with some toil and labor, something work related. Maybe they did something at work so that they could earn some sort of additional money. Maybe something behind the scenes. Here's that commonplace. Yeah. This might have been done. Yeah. Like this might have been done in like the shadows of some kind. Like, you know, there might have been a bit of, And then we have an official person. Courtship. I feel like someone did something illegal at work for money, and they may have done it with a partner. And this could be like legal authority, someone in the company. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of what else you want to tell us? Maybe somebody was somebody else's boss or something. Lovers. Yeah, there was something going on between these two that might have caused somebody to break the law, or they find themselves stuck in a karmic cycle with somebody. Like they have karmic debt to pay now, all right? Maybe for the intentions that they had. So I have a number 29, 27, 38, 22, and a 15. Okay, so I feel like somebody maybe wanted to get in between something, okay? And they may have like worked with this person. Maybe they wanted to swap places because they didn't want to be in this situation and wanted maybe, I don't know. I feel like something just isn't right here with this whole situation. Look at courthouse in reverse, flipped upside down while I can't. Courthouse. Maybe, oh, I'm getting like somebody may have married for money. Maybe illegally. Or maybe they, I don't know, we're going to get more on that. What's this courthouse? Someone's like definitely being held accountable for something here. Thief. You have me clearing my throat. So I would stop and look at the bottom of the deck. So here we are, thief. Someone is having to be accountable for taking advantage of someone here. And they find themselves in a situation that they can't get themselves out of. So that could represent like they're having to maybe deal with someone when it relates to like court. It could be a divorce here. Maybe even a domestic violence here. I don't know. That's not something that's not a direction I want to go in. Yeah, look at, there's a message of concern. Poverty here. It's almost like somebody wanted to pretend to be something that they're not. Okay. Look at a marriage. Yeah, I feel like someone very much could be getting divorced here. Or a breakup. Something's falling apart. Boy. A mature man. And there's a mature woman here. So I'm getting like this is maybe somebody who knows these two here that might want to maybe speak. You could be receiving information about this and how, like, you know, something was done. Something's happened that has really caused there to be, you know, like there's some sort of blockage here, whatever that might be. I'm getting like something's not right here. What is going on here? All right, so someone's going to receive some sort of message. It could have something to do about a child, okay, or something they created here. Let's see. Thief. Again, it came out officially next to the child. You know, reminiscing about someone else when you're with somebody kind of situation. You know, like they may, I feel like what's coming out is the truth about maybe someone, you know, who's made false promises and as a result finds themselves now stuck in a situation surrounded by false promises, right? You know, there's a lot of swindling, there's a lot of lying, betraying, deceiving, okay? Yeah, and this is, you know, I feel like there was toil and labor here. So I'm getting this has something to do with like, yeah, maybe there was something at work that's something they did something somewhere. I don't know. I'm getting like a I think I'm getting like someone may have done something like in a room that they shouldn't have. I don't know. Someone found out about it. I don't know. But they're dealing with, you know, the higher authorities at this time, you know, learning right from wrong, I guess, seeing things and hearing things that, you know, have transpired maybe between the two of them, and maybe someone's told on someone else, and I feel like that could have resulted in some sort of entrapment here. Someone could have like plotted to entrap somebody with a child, maybe, so that they would leave you to be with them. There's like that kind of stuff that I'm getting off of this energy. And maybe there was a whole like plot for this, and now like it's coming to the surface what was really going on behind the scenes. Okay, regarding whatever dynamic the two of you had. Okay, because one of you is who they're thinking of and the other is this person. So they have some sort of like attachments to things, and so this was like, something that is being like, they may still have, right, some sort of bondage to something. I'm getting like trauma bonded. I'm getting like wounded inner child here. So I feel like there's a bit of things playing out here, so that things can be there can be change, right? Yeah, I feel like there could be someone who's just not handling things well now. They could be in bad health. I feel like they could also be experiencing some difficulty here when it comes to like maybe their job. All right, I feel like they're sick about this. They're sick about how they find themselves in this situation. I feel like everything they planned maybe backfired. I feel like they may have done this for the sake of like wealth, right? There's also like, maybe like you're being seen as the jackpot. Like you're going to be experiencing the jackpot while they experience poverty. Something to that effect. Okay, there's some sort of like judgment being made. What is this? Pathway and a main female. Interesting. Who's this main female? Is this the viewer? Okay. Viewer. This is being represented as the viewer. Okay. Pathway. I mean, you could, be in this reading in other character, like archetype characters, positions, timeline, whatever you want to call it, right? Because I'm getting a mix that I'm picking up on here. Yeah, there's this like the choices that you've made to so far, like you've transformed, right? Like you're heading in the right direction, and you have this like amazing glow, right? Even the glow is like, beautiful here. There's no doubt about it that like you're destined for greatness here in whatever way that is. Okay. I feel like there's very different experiences here. We have poverty over here, and then we have like a life-changing moment. A life-changing moment, right? That's what I'm getting with this. I feel like this is certainly something that, you might have been on the receiving end of this thievery, you know what I mean? And now the wheel of karma is playing out. Now they find themselves in that position, and now it's like your upswing. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? All right. Bottom of the deck energy says great fortune. So there's definitely a lot playing out here. Okay. It's like literally it's like a pendulum. It's like the swing and then the rhythm in between, and We're going to get more. Let's get more on this. What's the imprisonment situation here? Why is someone, you know, feeling imprisoned? And then what's up with the courthouse in reverse? Thank you. Silence, loss, distance, separation, legal matters, divorce, legal papers, court visit, fired up, furious with rage, built up emotions, overwhelmed thoughts, and very angry. And that is clarifying the courthouse and clarifying imprisonment. So, yeah. Okay, thank you. Who's this main female? Like, I'm getting like these people are probably middle-aged. Like almost like parent figures, right? Maturity-wise, experienced. All right, so I have fire sign energy here, Aries, Leo, Sag, and I have anxiety, refusing to give in, and silence. That's who this mature woman is. What else? Give me something else for that. Something about a new boo. Happy place, seeing somebody new, new love, enjoying each other. That's over here too. Oh, okay. Fire sign, closed off, new boo. All right. I have mind games, taking advantage, playing with feelings, string along. Okay, so this is someone who's like behind the scenes playing a game. It's almost like someone's moved on from this dynamic here. And they could be a fire sign, or they could be seeing a fire sign. There's separation here. There's regrets here. Guilty, feeling ashamed. All right. So someone's closed off. There's a new boo. Someone's realized someone's been playing with their heartstrings and stringing them along this whole time, and now someone's in regret. And they're blamable, they're guilty, they're feeling ashamed. It's like the player got played over here. They're in separation, they're going through some sort of like court situation, and someone is, you know, dealing with the Justice Department. I feel like they're regretting, maybe there's something about a spiritual contract. So this could be like wanting to communicate telepathically through songs. They may now realize that they had a spiritual contract with you, and you could be having dreams of them. Okay, but they're in regret at this time. They found out that, you know, someone was playing them. So I'm getting like someone may have found out something here, and it caused a reaction. Putting on a front, people pleaser, hidden motives, and weird behavior. Yeah, so someone's been playing a fool over here. Somebody may want to surprise you. They're thinking of you. They want to let you know. This could represent a date. But I feel like you can't trust this person because they wear a mask. And yeah, there's something weird. You're going to pick up on the weirdness. Right? You are like a weird radar detector. Anything that is of any kind of like variation, you're going to pick up on it. Especially if you're a sensitive. Okay? Trust what you pick up. All right? In and out emotions. Okay? Someone's feeling overwhelmed by their emotions. Okay? They realize that maybe there might have been another that brought them happiness than who they're with right now. All right. There could have been entrapment, which could represent this imprisonment here. It also talks about this child here. I was picking up on, you know, there could have been a child in the mix here, or someone was like manipulated, okay, to thinking it was their child so that they would have to go to them. Maybe they're just finding out the truth about this child. Maybe there's child support, whatever's going on here. You know, someone is like a mother figure. Okay. So someone is feeling very emotional about what's happening right now. So there's that. Let's see. Is this child born? Yes, the child is born. Okay, so it's not a current pregnancy. All right, building. Yeah, so someone, you know, started a family. Okay, someone started a family. Okay, this could be like coming to the surface now. I'm also getting like someone's stalking somebody, which is illegal, by the way, whether you do it online or in person. All right, there's profile creeping, there are blocked contacts, so the boundaries have been set. And there's profile searching. So I feel like someone is, you know, trying to manipulate to get to you, or at least to get information on you. All right. What's this? Yeah. Again, like the advice is, you know, you've left this energy behind, you know, so ghosting would be recommended. It's like you disappeared, or, you know, that's the recommendation, is to remain no contact if that is possible. Like very limited, if any, communication. All right. Someone is being humiliated and feeling ashamed, and, you know, they put on a show for the sake of appearances. They're looking like a clown now. I feel like there's a love triangle here. There's situationships. There's the other woman, the other man, and a secret hookup. So I feel like that's kind of coming out now. All right. I feel like the truth is being revealed here. And it may be, you know, them having to speak truth in court and be accountable. And there could be like charges filed here. Okay. So, and it looked like, you know, there was something that was done illegal. So whatever that was, all right, this spring might be relevant here. And then I feel like, yeah, this like being responsible, right, and taking care of a child. And, you know, this can represent like a bit of not taking care of your personal responsibilities, being very immature, childish, right? Yeah. This is also representing like someone not wanting to be responsible for the child. Maybe that's what they're going to court on, because maybe they are finding out if it's theirs or not. So there's something like that. Yeah, look, I have secrets. I have hidden truth, and I have being judged and exposure. I feel like somebody knows the truth about this. Somebody knows the truth about what's been going on here. And I feel like there's a couple people involved here. So I feel like things are coming out. Okay. Someone feels like running away. They're feeling lost and confused, okay? So, I gotta read the card, y'all. Yeah, somebody wants to leave this situation. They are trying to go through things, right, to clean up their act, right? Maybe they're having to go through pictures, go through texts, go through profiles on sites, maybe comb through whatever they've got hidden here. You know what I mean? There's proof here. There's proof of what's been going on. So someone's trying to throw out those memories because they don't want to get caught. Check the deleted folders around winter. Look at, yeah, somebody wants to communicate. All right. Who wants to communicate? So I'm getting it's someone who wants to hear your voice. So it could be someone you know. You have them blocked though. They want to express something. This could be that message of concern over here about what's been going on. Because there's news, okay? There's big news. So like whatever it is, like I said, there's big news, all right? It's like, you know, exposure, being judged, okay? We saw judgment here. And we have the truth being exposed here. Yeah. Somebody wants to call you and tell you what's up. That's that message of concern. Remember, I was like, someone has something to say. This is it. Okay. All right. Let's see. Someone could have taken a gamble here. All right. I feel like somebody might have gambled you, thinking that whatever direction they were going, they were going to benefit in, right? So someone may have, it's like someone may have been like manipulated. What's this? What's the secret? Twin flames. Someone used the guise of being someone's twin flame. For some of you, doesn't have to be. All right, so here's the secret. Shh. What's hidden and what don't you see is usually on the bottom of the deck. What is unknown and unseen is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. There could have been like stuff done, right? Magic. Secrets, proof, trying to get rid of the evidence. Secrets being held. Okay, there was definitely, you know, things done, you know. Okay. All right. Now that we have that covered, what's on the other side of like, what's next? What's next? Look at decisions. Someone is being held accountable for their decisions. They may want to go in the other direction because they don't want to be accountable. They've been procrastinating. They've been indecisive. They may want to come towards you, but they're holding back. So they're like stuck in between. Okay. It's almost like they don't know what you know. So they're holding back and they're trying to figure things out because they want to know more. Right? It's like doing research, doing that like stalking. Like you're someone's fucking prey. Look at game over, right? This is some childish behavior. This is about getting even. This is about revenge. I feel like everybody's now enjoying the show, okay? Because now, like, they wanted to be popular. Here you go. You're going to be popular and humiliated at the same time. How you like me now, right? Like, how you like me now? Like, someone needs to, you know, someone has, like, no judgment here, but I feel like this is for someone to grow through their experiences and with healing become in tune with their most authentic self, right? That's the opportunity here, is that someone can heal and grow through whatever experience this is so that they can be themselves and not have to hide. And so, you know, if anyone is experiencing this, and, you know, I just encourage you to, or have been through something like this where this has been going on behind your back, you know, it's difficult times, you know, so it's about having compassion for this, even understanding about this. But again, you know, you're not playing the game, okay? You're not needing to hide and deceive. You've chosen who you are. Now it's their turn. It's their opportunity to choose who they are instead of trying to be something for everybody else, right? So that's the opportunity here. Okay. Someone may need to kind of like get away, right? And kind of do a reset. You know, there was unsafe decisions here. Someone took a risk, a gamble, and there might have been some partner to partner stuff that happened that maybe there's, you know, why there's a bit of this, right? So this could represent just like having a need to kind of like seek professional help, okay? So it doesn't have to be like, you know, medicinal necessarily. It could be, you know, a therapist, a life coach, a mentor. It could represent maybe focusing on your health. So a lot of different meanings for this card, okay? But I do feel though, you know, there was this whole like facade playing out here, and it was all because somebody, you know, maybe wanted to have a really good cover, okay? But behind that cover, they weren't being honest with themselves or anybody else. And so, you know, there was this whole game playing out so that this person could cover up what they truly, you know, wanted for themselves, but couldn't do it authentically. So I'm getting like they construed this whole game and you weren't playing the game, right? Like, so there's this whole thing unfolding with this, and there was like multiple people involved. I'm getting like whatever was going on with this third party situation and the pregnancy and having to start a family. It was kind of like this whole charade, right? It, like, look, charade, facade, right? Hidden motives, weird behavior, people pleaser, putting on a front. This could be them or who they were dealing with. So it's like, at the end of the day, it was like a path towards someone's liberation, yours and theirs, just in two different ways, which is fascinating, okay? Everybody has their own path, and sometimes we have contracts with each other, and we engage with one another, and sometimes we are a mirror to the other to help the other grow and develop on their path. So a lot of times these contracts can really be about, you know, what you need to see about you, right? Reflected back to you so that you can work on it. So it comes part of your consciousness and awareness, right? So there might have been a bit of like, you know, high on the hog over here, right? So I feel like there's a lot that played out here, right? So, you know, pray for pray for everybody if you're comfortable with that. I know some people aren't. They're like, I'm not praying for that. But, you know, your choice. But I feel like they're going through it for sure. Okay? So, I feel like, you know, also part of this is they may have, like, you know, had to, yeah, look at, so it's like someone is, you know, going through separation with somebody. There's a child involved. I feel like there's anger because there's truth and secrets being revealed. It could actually be playing out, you know, in court where some of this evidence is coming up. So it would be documented. And, you know, so, yeah. Yeah, I feel like this was quite a mess here, right? And I feel like some of us didn't even know the half of what was going on, that many of us were guided, you know, out the exit. You know, it might have not been a comfortable exit, but nonetheless, like, you were liberated from going through all of that with those folks, right? You were guided away so that you could focus on you, right? And your next steps, your healing, your trauma, right? Your lessons with all of this. And so there's a lot still playing out here, so that they too can learn their lessons and have the experiences that they chose for themselves. You know, we all make choices. And so that also can be something that they're learning. And so maybe going forward, there'll be a bit of an adjustment as to, you know, understanding how things really work, right? It's based on your intentions. If your intention is to harm, well, that's calling that experience into your reality. Are your intentions to create and do things from a place of peace and love and positivity, maybe even from a place of joy? Then sure, that's what you're calling into your reality. So I know I'm like keeping it on the high level here, but you know, there's a lot to learn from all of this. Okay, I know I've learned a ton in a 5-year period. And if you look back the past 5 years, like, could you, you know, you would have a full resume based on what you've learned. And that's amazing, you know, because we do learn so much through relationships. They truly are like our assignments, you know. So thank you all for listening. This was an interesting reading, and of course I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to close it out. So I'll leave you with this. Just trust in your own abilities, okay? Listen to your inner self, okay? And let it guide you, okay? Especially with love. So sometimes we have to get out of our own way, and I certainly have to remind myself of that, okay? So trust yourself, especially in challenging times. All right, you are your own, you know, beautiful being here having an earthly experience. Okay, so your choice matters. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.